One of the most important mindset shifts that I had to get me from where I was to where I wanted to be was changing my own image of my job. Going from a lawyer to a marketer to a business owner to a CEO, those things really changed my perspective and helped me put in place the things that I needed to take the next step. So when I went from employee to more of that CEO business owner, I stopped looking like a worker. I started thinking like that leader. And what's a leader going to do? A leader is going to build systems. They're going to build teams. They're going to build people up. Like having that internal shift, having that mindset change really got me to change my focus on what I was learning and what I was doing, which ultimately helped my business grow. So think about that when you're looking for a mindset shift to achieve the success you've always hoped for. When I first started my law firm, I wanted to clone myself. I didn't realize how terrible that sounded and how terrible that would be until I finally had the systems in place and hired people who were better than I was at a bunch of things that I had them doing. That helped me change my mindset. So instead of thinking about me doing everything or me being the best at everything, I figured out what I wasn't good at and found people who were good at those things. So I started moving towards delegating tasks, not just to somebody else, but to somebody else who would find enjoyment in this task, to somebody else who would do it better than I would, to somebody who would do it faster than I would, to somebody who would do it in a more impactful way. It's not just getting it off of your plate, it's getting it onto the right other plate for that person and ultimately the client. That's how you'll get the success that you're looking for, not by doing everything, but by delegating it correctly. Vulnerability time. I started my firm about 3 years after being a prosecutor in the town that I went to law school in here in Orlando. I was able to achieve quite a bit of revenue at the beginning just from catching up with old law school friends, having some people that would throw me to cases they didn't want to take, the counties they didn't want to go to. And I really had a pretty interesting revenue-focused firm. I was bringing in $200,000-$300,000 a year. And I thought, hey, I'll hire a marketing company. We'll blow this up, tenfold. I'll have a multi-million-dollar firm. It'll be great. The problem was I wasn't ever profit focused. I was spending the money just as fast or faster than I was making it. So making money means nothing without those profit margins. I was looking at gross revenue. Instead, I had to change my mindset to looking at profitability. And ultimately, then I had to change my mindset to looking at cash flow. It's one thing to be profitable. It's another thing to have positive cash flow, which is getting profit faster than you have to reinvest the money. Those really two mindset shifts would help me sit down as a CEO and truly make good financial decisions to achieve the level of success that we were looking for. One of the best mindset shifts that I had was not thinking outside the box. It was going from working in the box to working on the box. Going from working in your business to working on your business. And this is so hard because you are stuck on the day-to-days. It's usually only you. There's cases that have fires that need to be put out. There's clients that need to be called back. There's all these things. So for a lot of my coaching clients, when we're starting this process, I might even be looking for just an hour a week for them to start focusing on their business. And that's where you can start taking some of the stuff that you do in your head and getting it down into a task sheet, looking at some of the marketing material that's been sent out there on your behalf and seeing how you can tweak and change it to make it more impactful. You really have to take as much time as you can to work on your business if you really want to make this transition from having a job with yourself as your boss to having a true business. That business has to be worked on rather than just worked in, and no one else is going to do it but you, especially at the beginning. When it comes to mindset shifts that made a huge difference for me, I had to figure out not just how to solve problems, but prevent problems from coming back. If you're familiar with most medicine, there's the concept of triage. That's what I did in my firm, except everything was in triage. It was, this needs to get filed today. This client needs a call back this minute. This problem needs to be solved right now. Instead, I had to really take an extra couple seconds, couple minutes, hour or so, and figure out how to fix the system that created that problem. Honestly, you're not always going to be able to do that. However, if you can do that 10% of the time, 25% of the time, 75% of the time, that's that many fewer problems going forward that you'll have to then solve later. You will have prevented them from being a problem. So think about that when you're looking for your next mindset shift to achieve the level of success you've always dreamed about. When I first started trying to grow my firm, I wanted more. I wanted more cases. I wanted more money. I wanted more space and more employees. And I got more, but it wasn't that. I got more problems. I got more issues. I got more debt. Instead, I had to change my mindset from wanting more to wanting the right things. It's not more clients. It's a better client list. Sometimes that's in number, sometimes it's in type of case, sometimes it's in what they're willing to pay you. If it's not just more cases, it's more of the right kind of cases. And honestly, less of the wrong kind of things. So you can attack this better client list or better firm systems in both directions, getting rid of the stuff that doesn't serve you and really doubling down on the things that do. So change your mindset from wanting more to wanting better. That's how you'll achieve the success you've always dreamed of. This is a mindset shift though that was super important to me, is I had to go from working hard to working smart. Because working hard got me working 80 plus hours a week and just spinning my wheels. I gave myself the time. I said I had more time to take on the case. I said I had more time to try to go work on this. I said I had more time to drive to this court. Constantly. I had to get rid of that belief that I could just keep doing more and start working smarter. That's what had me need to focus on efficiency, on automation, on delegation, on systems. It was at the point that I couldn't just take on more that I really figured out how to help the company do it better instead of just me do it for longer. So think about that mindset shift from hard work to smart work. Not to say that smart work is easy, but smart work is what's going to allow you to do the hard work. Only focusing on hard work is going to grind you down into dust. That mindset shift is one of the biggest things that has helped me go from hating my work life to really enjoying it, and I hope it'll do the same for you. If you know you have to fail 10 times, you can look at each failure as 10% of the way towards your success. I think that's amazing, because when I opened my business, I thought failure was going to be the worst thing ever. And ultimately, like, the only failure is if you shut down when you didn't want to. The only failure is if you keep doing things you hate over and over again. So instead of fearing failure, I started embracing things not going exactly the way I expected. Obviously I didn't do something wanting it to fail. So I really started thinking about, how can I fix this going forward? What can I learn from this experience? How can I grow and prevent this from happening again? So it's really about embracing, I don't even want to call it failure anymore, right? So I went from fearing failure to embracing the ability to learn from my mistakes. I think that's probably the way we need to frame the mindset. It really helped me. It still helps me. I still go through it now, and I hope it'll help you to achieve the levels of success you have always wanted. Nobody actually cares what something costs. They care about the value they think it will provide. So you have to really remove your belief in, is this worth this cost? What is the price of this? Can I afford this? And think about the value it provides. Am I going to get more value than this cost? Am I selling more value than I am charging? This is how you can add on some, $10, $20 a month automated systems or programs to save you hundreds of dollars in the time that they take over. This is how you can help convey to clients the benefit of them hiring you for their estate plan, for their divorce, for their car accident. Really think not so much about the price. Think about the value that you will give for that price. Think about the value that you'll get for that price. That mindset shift has done wonders for me, and I hope it'll help you as well when it comes to achieving the level of success you've always wanted. Brené Brown says that boundaries are the point at which you can love the other person and yourself. I think it's one of the greatest quotes of all time. I use it all the time. I think it's phenomenal. And it's one of the biggest mindset shifts that I had to put in place. Setting those boundaries is how you get back your time, how you get back your energy, how you get back the ability to have a vision with your business and really work on it, like we talked about in some previous mindset stuff. So think about this mindset shift from always saying yes to setting the boundaries that you need to set for your own mental health, for your own well-being, so that you can have the time, attention, and energy to put to the things that truly matter, by saying no to certain things, or limiting your willingness to take them on, or limiting the amount of time you'll put into things. Boundaries become huge when it comes to achieving the level of success you've always wanted. This is a mindset shift that I hope will help you as well.